Hello, sports bettors. Happy Thursday, March 21st. It is March Madness time, and my name is Boyd. I teach beginner and struggling sports bettors how to use OddsJam and the tools that help you find positive expected value bets to profit in the markets. Betting the markets, not the book, is what we do. And so lots of different tools, lots of different methods, and go through those with you on a daily basis to try to give you some education, some information on using the tools and how to hunt, how to find positive EV bets. And I'll give you some of the picks and some of the selections. I'm doing this all day, every day in the evening, live betting. There's a ton to it. So this Monday through Friday video comes out in the late mornings just to try to help you take advantage of many of these selections and picks and information that you can throughout the day if you choose to. And of course, add to your education piece to build on that so you can become a better sports bettor and be more profitable. So if you find this type of content beneficial and helpful in the sports betting world, make sure you like the channel, join the channel, leave me any feedback down below if there's any topics and other things you want me to cover and talk about. Happy to do that. Also want to invite you to come to the website, boyddavis.com. We do one-on-one consultations. You can have time to where we literally set aside to learn about where you're at in your betting endeavor and your journey, and then also help you with a custom plan, a profit plan, giving you the tools and sort of the roadmap. And so I do that on a consulting basis. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go to the website again, as I mentioned. Also, tools you're going to need. You're going to need OddsJam. OddsJam is a betting tool that helps you identify and find, the positive EV plays. So if you don't have OddsJam, you can save 20% off by using the promo code BOYD20. Certainly it's going to help the channel, help us, but you need the tool to succeed anyway. So again, go to the OddsJam links. We'll have that for you as well. Also, if you're here in Colorado, there's a couple of betting exchanges. Betting exchanges are very useful tools for sports day trading. I use SportTrade and Novig. There are two betting exchanges here in Colorado that I highly endorse. If you're not in Colorado, they are actually SportTrade's in New Jersey, but Novig is growing. And so in Colorado, if you don't have it, please get those signed up as well. Links and everything are down below. A lot of good stuff with them to use for tools and betting. So here we go, onto the picks and onto the education. All right, guys, here we go. First pick of the morning here, Bulls, Rockets, Players, Assists market. Again, all the markets are in a drop down here, and you can search and hunt on this on your own. So player assists, and we're going to go down and scroll here to find Frederick. Where are you at? Let's scroll. There he is. And let me show you why I like this particular pick. Here we are with Fred. So I'm playing the over 8.5 plus 110. So here it is here at DraftKings. Typically like to play DraftKings unders, but in this case, the price is too good. And here's why. So you've got BetOnline, one of my true norths for player props. You got them, they're on the under 117, but that market's going the complete other way. So it's at minus 138. It's going down. It's saying, holy shit, this is not the right side of it. We got to get more people on this side to get more money on this side, because we're going to get pounded on that over. So if they're taking money in on the over, which you can show on this chart, got a little bit of influx here from the plus 106, came down to minus 106, and they're just trying to bleed it out at minus 112. Plus, we've got a little bit of action over here showing us the market for Pinnacle. Pinnacle's doing the same thing, so it's sort of a mirrored image of each other. They're seeing a big cliff drop off from the minus 141, minus 117. So again, it's going this direction, okay? And so having that support tells us that we want to go ahead and get the best price available on that particular side, as this being the answer to the test. You see some plus 105s out there, other public books, that's also a good indicator. So we like this pick at the plus 110 DraftKings, over 8.5 assists for Mr. Fred, and backed it up a little bit too with some other data that shows that this particular position with the Bulls was ranked 27th in defense on this particular stat. So we like the fact that we're going up against a weaker opponent for this particular endeavor. All right, guys, so here we are Thursday morning. March Madness is going to be starting soon, and I'd like to just take a look, kind of focus on the college basketball, just to have fun with that. But you can see the markets here. You can see the player points. There's some PRA, points, rebounds, assists, first quarter, things like that in the markets that are always here to take a look at in the positive EV page. So I just kind of scroll through here and see if we find some college action. You got the first half total. Get under 64.5 at Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook. So it looks like we can open up this chart and kind of compare and contrast it with what Caesars and BetOnline has. So again, just pulling this up just because it's a college hoops play coming up today a little bit later. So certainly Pinnacle minus 124 on that side, but you can see it's going the other direction. So what I want to depict is, if they're at minus 144 and they're going down to minus 124, that tells me they're trying to get more action on that side because they're exposed here, right? So if they're exposed here, that would be the better side. Now they're offering the best price, which is really kind of bizarre. So in my mind, let's check out. Actually, that's Bovada. I don't want to check out them. It's kind of a public book for sure. This is minus 124, but it's coming down. So I call it you're catching a falling knife. Something you don't want to do. Now, them offering the best price is unusual too, because Sharp Sportsbook, they're going to typically not get hit by Sharp Sports Bettors giving them the best price. So that is kind of a strange thing. Although the market width being 19 is pretty good. I'm sure not everyone in the world betting on the first half total with Duquesne and BYU. But in this scenario, I would lean towards playing, this being the right answer to the test. So that's what we're going to do, is kind of try to find the right pick and the best price using all these tools. Let's open up the odds jam, odds screen with college hoops, and take a look at those markets. I mentioned we're going to stop over to the odds screen to check out the odds screen with the college hoops. But before we do that, I want to add some more value here by running into the low hold page. This is another one of the tools that I absolutely love to use. And there's several reasons why I love to use this tool in addition to the positive EV page. So let's take a look. So basically the low hold page is going to be the area where you can identify where you have equal sides of a game or an event. So you have plus 120, minus 120, minus 110, plus 110. Obviously, you can see the pattern here, minus 160. What I'm looking for, what I'm hunting for, and using this page to develop some wagers that have positive EV is using lower odds type games like this, minus 110, minus 120. I don't like to go above the minus 140, minus 150 range. So this would be one that I probably would pass on typically, because I'm not too interested in playing the higher odds or the lower odds relative to however you see that. So I also am looking to pit an odds making book like Pinnacle, like a Bet Online, like a bookmaker, like a Circa, things like that, up against a public book like a DraftKings, like a BetMGM. Things like that. So this would be a scenario where, this one here, the Pelicans minus 1.5. This meets my criteria. Having Pinnacle up against BetMGM, that meets my criteria. So let's open this up. Point spread here with Pelicans and Orlando, and let's just take a look at the charts and kind of see what we can identify just with a quick view of this game. So here we are. Minus 125 BetMGM. That's right here. Seems to be the best odds, best price. You can see Pinnacle, Sharp Sportsbook, minus 139. Let's see what direction. We like this. Man, look at this. Minus 120. They moved about 19 cents this direction. That tells me they're getting money coming in, ideally sharper money, allegedly because they're at Pinnacle, pushing that price down, right? Pushing this number down. So that's a good thing relative to how I view the momentum of the market, the momentum of a good play, and the value at this price. You can also find it here. You can also find it here. Public books, right? Public books. Knuckleheads, public books. So this would be a play that I'd be comfortable in doing, here at BetMGM and using this to find the positive EV, the positive expected value, because again, you're getting the odds making sports book and the direction of their market with some slower players or slower adjusting. Maybe they're not getting the influx of bets coming in, on that particular side with New Orleans. So that's why they haven't bumped their price. But seemingly if these guys are doing it, that seems to be the answer to the test, the correct answer to the test. And that's why I really like to use that as an example. It's a really nice example of what I'm shopping for and hunting for on the low hold page. So I just took a pause there to place that bet. And it's kind of funny because this line already bumped up to minus 2.5. So I think we're on to something here, because they didn't bump the price necessarily, but they bumped the line. So it tells me they obviously believe they have mispriced situation there. Now, I will tell you, though, that the minus 1.5 to minus 2.5 isn't as great of a deal because it's a one possession situation. That's you have to assess the value and how it affected the move from minus 1.5 to minus 2.5. So in reality, it's not that great of a deal, I don't believe, unless you get past that 3. Now you get into 3.5, 4. Now we have a 2-possession situation versus a 1-possession situation. And that changes the dynamic of how this game could end. So those are things to think about. And again, the nice part about being a sports bettor is we don't have to take the wager. We can pass on that. We can go on to the next one. So food for thought, and that's kind of how you use this page to identify and find, in my mind, really good, valuable, wagers. We'll just take a look at another random one here. Just because I pulled it up with an under at DraftKings, which I like to play unders at DraftKings comparatively with a Pinnacle. You can see here, we're going to scroll down, open up the markets, and take a look. So this is seemingly the under 7.5. We're going to see if they have their momentum go in that direction. Nothing really crazy, kind of a weird chart. Let's take a look at Bet Online. Let's see what they are showing. And yeah, they're pushing the other direction. So they were at minus 104 on the under. Actually, they're going the other direction. So that tells me that the over might be the possible play here. So again, then you would go up here and find the best price available. Looks to me like this playing this at Dabble, which is one of the DFS multiple parlay sites, is where this would be the better odds to include that in one of the parlays. So that's how you would assess a pick, pass on the pick, play the pick. Again, I don't want to get up into the minus 155s, 145s, things like that. But you know, this is how you assess and use this tool to find value. All right, so here we go. We're at the odds screen, and the odds screen here has the main markets, which is going to be the point spread on the totals for college hoops. College hoops are kicking off today with the tournament, and you can see here the date, March 21st, 10:15 a.m. Mountain Time. We have games starting off. You can see the pricing changes. The colors, the red here is showing you a pricing change as an improvement. It went from 143 minus 110 down to 142.5, so that tells me direction that this is dropping. So if you wanted to pay the juice here at Sport Trade, here in Colorado, there's a couple of betting exchanges. Highly recommend you get connected with them. I'll leave the links down below. Sport Trade is one of them. They've got an over minus 139, so a slightly better price, but a little more juicy. So you can go through here and you can also open up the charts. And I like to watch the pricing direction. So I just opened up the over under for Akron Creighton. You can see when it opened up, it initially was at the 139.5. And it's got up to max about 143. It's regressed back down a little bit. So the question is, did it go up too much? And now there's an opportunity for the under. Or the question is, you know, should you be on the over as the market has gone momentum-wise that direction? So this is a nice tool to use to identify and show value on, you know, what you may or may not want to do. You can see the pricing changes here live as they go in the real market. So again, you can pull up any point spread, total, any other market you want here. There's a lot of markets, a lot of information, but this is showing you the pricing. So I have this on 24/7. I'm watching to see direction. You can also choose the sports books you want to have here. I'm here in Colorado, so I just have a handful of the ones and the points that I want to watch and monitor. I do have Bookmaker here. I don't use Bookmaker. It's an unregulated sports book, but I do like to use Bookmaker for their data because I do trust Bookmaker in mainline college bets. That, you know, I'll have them. I don't get a lot of data from Circa, so I don't have Circa up here, but that's another one I do trust. But again, you know, you can check the direction of the odds-making sports books, such as this, Pinnacle, Bet Online, Odds Jam. You can see if you can compare pricing if you're going to get a better price at a public book. That's where you want to go place your bet, and you do get best odds. So this is another row or column you can check out as the best odds here. Obviously, right now the over 132.5 at FanDuel standing out because most everybody else is at 133. You can see the direction going up, so that's a good thing. So I would go hit that. That's how you use this. I would go hit this over 132.5 at FanDuel. They seem to be asleep a little bit here at this. You can see Sport Trade. Their markets have gone up to a point. So, you know, in a lower level, lower number total, this is kind of a big deal. Every point counts, especially when you have a lower total. When you get up into the 160s, 170s, you know, the points don't value as much. But when you have a lower total like 136, 135, 130 even, man, every point is obviously very, very valuable and critical. So every little bit helps. So this is the odds screen. This is part of Odds Jam. It's a tool. It's necessary to make good, sound decisions, to track and trace direction of the market. And we'll pull up one more just to kind of give you an idea. Let's see what this Dayton, Nevada game's doing. As far as the point spread here, when I open this up, this is the Odds Jam algo, and you can see it's pretty efficient. It's kind of gone back and forth. So there's not really one direction that the momentum is going either way. It's sort of, you know, flat. And you can also chase and trace the charts back to the time down here. You can go back at certain, you know, times, certain days to see when and if a line changed, because maybe it was during an injury report, maybe it was during a report of some other information coming out. This has been pretty flat, but you can use this timeline to check information and kind of cross-check injury information or check other things that could have affected the line to identify, did the line move too far? Did the line not move enough? Is there value? Is there not value? So here's another one. You got Gonzaga McNeese going. This thing's moving a little bit here. It's going towards the over. So again, if you wanted to pay at 120 at Sport Trade, you could get over 148. Seems to be the best price in the market. That might not be a bad thing right now, right? So this thing goes fast and furious. This is just today. This is just Thursday. I'll show you guys tomorrow's when it comes out. Wanted to show you this just because I thought you might find it interesting with today's opening day of college basketball, and kind of just to get a direction or a sense of kind of what's going on in the markets and the pricing, and whether or not you want to change a few picks on your bracket. All right, guys, there you go. There's some good insights and some tools to use, some methods to use to find strategies in positive EV bets. So appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you like and join the channel. Also, check out all the links down below to get hooked up with whatever needs you have, whether it's the tools at OddsJam, the private consulting at the website, boyddavis.com, or certainly the Colorado betting exchanges, Sport Trade, and Novik. So appreciate you stopping by. Let's go make some mathematical money.